Hello, my name is Christelle Pluquet. First, I would like to apologize for my bad English accent. So, I'm a pedagogy project manager in Nantes for Léo Lagrange Federation. My role is to support after school teams in carrying out their project, providing them with resources and partnerships. I also propose projects that help meet the objective of the educational project and the local educational project implemented by the municipalities. Léo Lagrange is a recognized public interest association for popular education. The Léo Lagrange Federation intervenes in the field of early childhood, animation and vocational training, and support public actors in the implementation of educational, socio-cultural, and integration policies. That is for the introduction. The first part, why did you choose to address digital literacy without screens? And what are the main benefits of this approach when discussing topics like fake news with children? Approaching digital education without screens may be paradoxical, but is actually a very relevant pedagogical choice, especially with children. This allows for a focus on skills rather than the tool. When you remove the screen, you remove the technological distraction. We can then focus on the fundamental mechanism. How does information circulate? Why does certain information attract more attention? How do you verify a source? Why do we share without verifying? For example, you can recreate a situation inspired by social networks such as TikTok or Instagram in the form of a role play without using a device. Children then understand the logic of virality without being caught up in the screen. It also allows you to encourage discussion and taking a step back. Screens capture attention and strongly solicit emotion. Without a screen, it's easier to slow down the pace, encourage speech, collectively analyze a situation, ask questions. This is especially useful for talking about false information. For example, you can read a fake news story made up, analyze the clues together, sensationalist title, absence of source, misleading image, compare with reliable information. Without screen, children are more available to think. We work on critical understanding, not the manipulation of a tool. It also allows you to develop critical thinking, which is essential for Léo Lagrange. Children are exposed to content via YouTube or Snapchat at a very early age, but the ability to distinguish opinion fact, information advertising, true probable, has not yet been fully built. The screen-free approach makes it possible to laying the foundation quietly, work on cognitive mechanism, biases, rumor, group effect. And finally, it helps to reduce inequalities. Not all children have the same access to digital equipment. Working without a screen allows equitable participation, an inclusive approach, a focus on universal skills, listening, arguing, questioning. This was for the first question. What is the added value of involving ESC volunteers in promoting these activities on digital awareness? Does the outsider perspective help children think differently about the digital footprints? The involvement of volunteers brings real added value of digital awareness actions, especially in a reflective approach without screen. The volunteers intervene without a posture of evaluation or authority associated with the teachers or parents. This distance promotes free speech for children, more authentic exchange on their digital practice, better reception of prevention message. The outside view creates space for dialogue where young people feel less judged. Children learn to share their real practice, social networks, online games, impulse sharing, because they don't feel judged in the traditional school setting. The distance promotes the authenticity of the exchange. This allows you to approach sensitive subjects, social networks, cyberbullying, online self-image with more confidence. Precisely because they are not part of the usual school setting, volunteers can ask simple but powerful questions. Why are you posting this photo? Who can see her? In 10 years, how will you perceive it? This questioning encourages a reflection on digital footprint without being moralistic. Children then move from an instinctive use to a more conscientious approach. The external gaze plays a key role. It creates a critical distance that helps children better understand that their digital identity is not limited to the present moment, but it's inscribed in time and in the eyes of others. The ESC, through its educational mission, often links digital issue to broader notions, liability, respect, rights and duties, critical thinking. Digital technology is not longer just a technical issue, but a space for exercising an opening to digital citizenship. What are the most meaningful outcomes of feedback you've received so far? Rapid change in concrete behavior. Many teachers and facilitators report visible changes in the following weeks. Change privacy settings, adoption of more secure passwords, decrease in impulsive content sharing, more verification before reading information. This adjustment showed awareness as practical, not just theoretical effect. A freedom of speech, a very strong feedback concerns the world of children. Some are talking about cyberbullying for the first time. Others share negative experience that they didn't dare mention. Discussions emerge spontaneously among peers after the workshops. Having someone outside often makes this expression easier. Awareness of the digital footprint. Many children express after the workshop a kind of click. I didn't think it would stay this long. I didn't know that everyone could see this. This step back is often cited as one of the most striking impacts. A lasting effects for educational team, the teaching of facing an improved digital climate, fewer conflicts related to social networks, continuity of discussions in class, a better coherence between educational discourse and real student practice. A stronger sense of responsibility beyond the rules, children develop more empathy, online reflection or respect for the image of others, and a broader understanding of digital citizenship. For closing, for other organizations wanting to take digital safety, what is your piece of advice you would give for making these topics relative to a younger audience? To make digital safety accessible for a young audience, I will give organizations the following advice. First, starting from the daily reality. Connect security concepts to platforms they already use, such as Instagram, TikTok, or WhatsApp. Talking about privacy setting, passwords or photo sharing has a much greater impact when it comes to their concrete lives. Use interactive and fun formats. Role-playing, you get a specific message, what do you do? Interactive quizzes, digital space games, shorts and video or scenarios. Play allow you to learn without moralizing. Simplifying without infantilizing. Avoid technical jargon, phishing, encryption, malware, or explain it with simple analogy. For example, a password is a key to your house, privacy setting, the curtains in your rooms. Focus on concrete examples and stories and more striking than abstract rules. Presenting realistic scenario help children to project themselves and retain the right reflex. Encouraging critical thinking rather than fear. Instead of dramatizing the danger, value autonomy, verifying a source, think before you share, asking for help. The goal is to develop confidence and analytical skills. Involving your people in the discussion, create spaces for exchange where they can share their experience. Participatory workshops are often more effective than top-down presentations. in summary, to capture a young audience, you have to concretize, simplify, interact, and empower. Digital security then becomes not a constraint, but a tool for autonomy and personal protection. Thank you.